Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cody, welcome to yet another 1976 project. As I will be doing title belt boxing all the cruiserweights who were active in 1976. Well, of course, the way I did it is, you have this, and then you search 1976, and then you search the division you want, and then you get to pick your guys and all that. But anyway, we're going to be doing, well, we have 3 cruiserweight matches and 3 junior flyweight matches because we only had 6 cruiserweights active in 1976, and you have to be active in 1976. So we have this, and this is at the Lawrence Joe Coliseum Annex. The reason why is because North Carolina to celebrate the Carolina Hurricanes winning the Stanley Cup, so giving North Carolina a fight card. So and none of these guys have fought, I think. So it's all clean fighting records. I know it's not as exciting as the heavyweight card, but I'm going down the list from heavyweight down to cruiserweight to junior flyweight. Anyway, we have Reynaldo Romero, a junior flyweight, against Jose Luis Lopez to start us off. Steve Jack DeForest and Percy Richardson, the cutman. Frank Shane is your announcer. Grace Rivera, your ring card girl. Louis Guzman, your referee. Glenn Hamada, Omar Cuijada, and Bill Lurcher, your judges. Javier Aguirre Flores, your ringside expert. Ronaldo Romero from Corrientes, career from 1975 to 1980. That's why he's eligible. He was 0-19-2. I had no clue. That was just random. And Jose Luis Lopez from San Miguel de Tucumán, Argentina, 74 to 80. He was 4-11-3. So at least you get these two guys a chance to fight.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout
The
has
judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Ronaldo Romero wins by knockout. The punches, you see the punch cards. One knockdown, he suffered a cut, but he knocked down Lopez, who couldn't get up. Scorecard said that Jose Luis was still winning. 5-3. Round 2. Shigo Nakajima, the junior flyweight, against Kim Sun Jun. Spider Kelly and Rav Sutro, the Cutman battle. Billy Jordan, your announcer. Ali Malta, your ring card girl. Dick Flaherty, your referee. Edgardo Corduri, Jeff Belton, and Rafael Arigolas are your judges. Aurelia Barrios, your ringside expert. Nakajima's son from Tokyo by way of Yuki Gun, 180 pounds from 76 to 81, so he counts. 13-5-1 was the WBC light flyweight champion at one time. He'll take on Kim from Korea from Busan, 108 pounds from 71 to 82. 28-14-6, the WBC light flyweight champion himself. So here we go.
and gentlemen, we have your decision.
We'll see. Official decision. Continuity scores at 116, 113. Ah, so it's a unanimous decision. Jeff Belton says 116, 113. I don't know what Barris was smoking. Rafael Arigola. Sevilla says 116, 112 for Kim Sun Jun. So the Korean one. That's right. Punches, all that. Yeah, the accuracy's there. Scorecards show that Kim kind of dominated the middle rounds 5, 6, 7, 8, and that helped him. There are a few rounds of differential between Cadetti and Belton. There we go. Let's finish. We go. One more junior flyweight. Juan Antonio Guzman versus Hector Melendez. Oscar Suarez versus Kenny Adams, the battle of the trainers. Harry Jones, your announcer. Doris Daney, your ring card girl. Generic referee, your referee. John Keane, Neil Conforti, and Steve Epstein are your judges. Will Schubert, your ringside expert. Juan Antonio from the Dominican Republic, known as Little Foreman. As a George Foreman from Santiago, 5'5", 107, from 73 to 82, 26 and 8, the WBA light flyweight champion. One thing his fellow man for the Dominican, Hector Melendez, 110 pounds, from 74 to 81, 4, and 2. Here we go.
Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Three quick knockdowns of Melendez. So Guzman is your winner. Yeah, 3 knockdowns. He suffered 2 cuts. Where are his cuts were? But I mean, like, he suffered a pair of cuts, and yeah, he still won the fight. He was winning heavily on Epstein's card, whereas on Keenan Conforti's card, he was only winning by 2. But yeah, Antonio Guzman knocked down Melendez 3 times. So that's what it takes. Knock 3 times. Now we go to the Cruserweights. Young Joe Louis against Jose Maria Flores. 75-76. Danny Florio versus Chick Ferreira in the corner. Mark Bureau, your announcer with the principals. Alrighty, Celeste, your red card girl. Herbert Earl, the Pride of Canada, will be your referee. Roger Hopkins, Glenn Hamada, and Bill Graham are your judges. With Dave Rodman, your ringside expert. Young Joe Louis from Chicago. Well, obviously he can't be Young Joe Louis because Joe Louis came from Detroit. 195 pounds for this fight from 1975 to 1993. First name Eddie Taylor. He was 32, 19, and 1 in his career. Jose Maria Flores from Uruguay. Video, 190 pounds. Started in 1976, so he was allowed to start. 96, 11, 8 was a South American icon. Okay.
Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Richard Hopkins scores about 116, 113 for Young Joe. Len Hamada scores about 115. Oh, well, if it's for Flores, it's a tie. Bill Graham scores about 117, 113 for. It has to. Young Joe Lewis. It was Young Joe Lewis because if it wasn't, they would have said Flores and they would have called it a tie. But of course, if Graham called it a tie, then it would have been a majority draw. The Cruserweight. Yeah, Flores got a cut, but he knocked down Lewis. Scorecard show like the closeness. Hopkins gave 7 rounds to 3 with 2 ties. Uh, 5-4 with 3 ties for Hamada. And 7-2 with 3 ties for Graham. A lot of ties and all that. But yeah, Young Joe Lewis wins the match. Second last match, Sylvan Whiteblood versus Steve Assel. Durham and Danny Moreno for Assel. Joe Humphreys, your announcer. Jay Buggs, your ring girl. Sil Abenza is your referee. Rafiq Rashada, Brad Foco, and Francisco Vasquez Marcos are your judges, with Mike Hansen, your insight expert. Whiteblood from France, from Paris, 6'2", 203, from 75 to 86. That's why he's eligible. 34-3. Not much of a resume. Steve Assel from Australia. He was born in Budapest but went to Australia to Brisbane. 195 pounds for this fight. 31-8-1. Was an Australian light heavyweight icon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout
The judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Knockout. So he got the knockout in the 9th round. Steve SL. Punches wise, that's what he did. 30 in the 29 for accuracy. 1 knockdown, which was enough for SL. Yeah, it would have been a majority draw. Focal gave it to Whiteblood, but Rashida and Vasquez Marquez, I guess, gave 4 rounds each. The same amount of rounds. Whiteblood kind of led Arcel. And all that. 1 more to go. Our main cruiserweights, Carlos de Leon, a legend, against Ozzy Ocasio. Danny Mancini and Joe Chavez fighting each other. It's Cutman. Johnny Addy, your announcer. Gene Bloggs, your ring card girl. Luis Pablo, your referee. Aguilera, Jerry Roth, and Alfred Buguana are your judges, with Danny Callahan, your ringside expert. Carlos de Leon, Sugar, as they come from Puerto Rico. Real Piedras, 6 foot 189, started in 1974 and 1995, so that means he is eligible. 52-8-1, was the WBC Cruiserweight champion. 1 point, Ozzy Ocasio from Puerto Rico. His fellow Puerto Rican from Santurce. Jaws, they come 5'11", 212 pounds for this fight. Started in 1976, so he's eligible. 23-13-1, was the WBA Cruiserweight champion. His resume, he beat Pierre Kutza, Dwight Quahi, and Jimmy Young, so that's a good pedigree.
judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
We'll see if he did beat Ocasio. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we got for the results. Aguilera, Colombia scores about 117, 111 for Ocasio. Wow. Jerry Roth scores about 117, 111 for Carlos de Leon. That's weird. And Alfred Buguana scores about 115, 114 for Carlos de Leon. Wow, that was a close one. I don't know what Aguilera was smoking, in essence. Looking at the punch count, yeah, I think it was too close to call. Scorecards. Overall, 343 for 342 for De Leon. Yeah, Aguilera gave 9 rounds to Ocasio. Roth gave 3 to Ocasio, and Buguana gave 5 to Ocasio. I don't know what fight Aguilera was watching, but overall, 343 for 342. So yeah, the final 2 rounds were practically why De Leon won the fight. And all that. Yeah, those 10-9s, it was close. Well, there was a 10-10 in the 5th. Well, if it was actually like 10-9, like the other two, Buguana would have been a draw because it would have been 114, 114. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, it would have been 114, 114. So that could have made it a tie. But it wasn't. So in the end, you see 4 guys on the left side, 2 on the right side win. A couple of knockouts, 3 of them, and 3 had to go to the scorecard. So everything happens for a reason, and we'll be back with more fights next week. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.